You're in my business.
Show business is not real life.
Real life is overrated.
Maybe, but it's the only life I got.
Only if you believe that.
Follow after stand. No, I thought I was fine here.
Hey! You guys might want to come take a look at this!
So I was right. It was like a bolt. Or a big old screw. Oh, the Gilgamesh thing. We already looked at this earlier. Oh, I can't put it down. I have to open it again. I was skimming it to see if it had changed at all. Looks like it was the same page as before, as far as I can tell. Okay, that's definitely the door he left from, but I guess we gotta use the other one to leave.
Why don't we go look around together? Unless you want to stay here by yourself?
Okay. Oh, never thought your little Maddie Bear would end up in a place like this, huh?
That?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
What were you shouting about?
Look at this place! You should shoot one of your movies here.
Why?
Because it's cool as hell!
We might as well take a look around. Can't deny this place would make an incredible film location.
Okay. The worst watered bonsai I've ever seen.
I love your outfit, by the way.
Well, thanks. It's Italian. Well, the shoes are
Italian.
And a belt. I got it cheap from a guy. He's got a guy who's got a pants guy, so I got these pants from his guy's guy, had them tailored just right by the other guy I know, who also got me the blazer, which is like a super limited VIP club edition. But you want to know a secret?
Sure.
Found the turtleneck in a secondhand shop.
Scandalous.
Right? Don't tell anyone.
Oh, you can be sure of that.
Uh-oh.
Huh. Now that was a curious sound.
What did we do? Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, secret tunnel. We'll look in there in a minute. Alright, so there's stairwell up and then there's this.
Well, hello.
It's like every room in the house.
Yeah, I'd say this goes a little beyond your typical security.
Augustine has interest
What do you
in
mean?
temporal machinery. Temporal, like time travel?
I get the sense our host just has a lot of valuable property and likes to be keenly aware of everyone's comings and goings.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Let's check out the other floors. Good thinking.
Wait, hold on a second.
What?
Before all this goes any further, I need to know how both of you got your pieces of the film.
Well, it's no secret, really. After my mom died a few months ago, I found it when I was going through her stuff.
Maddie, what was your mom's name?
Both, or...
Was it Bonnie Rivera?
Yeah, How did you know that?
Was Bonnie the one that lent them $10?
You look just like her.
Did you know my mom?
A long time ago. A whole other lifetime. Her younger brother, Jaime, was one of my closest friends.
Uncle Jaime. I never met him.
I hadn't heard that Bonnie had passed.
Yeah.
I never met him. Okay. So, that was past tense. So probably when they went back to the mill in the 80s, I'm guessing that Jaime dies then. That's my prediction.
It was pretty sudden.
Wow. Maddie, it's quite sad. Very touching.
Comforting. Get some brownie points.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that. It's never easy to lose someone you love.
Thanks. Lucky for me, it wasn't my first rodeo.
Maddie appreciates that.
Bonnie. I wish I'd stayed in touch with her.
Weren't you wondering where both of our film strips came from?
I don't suppose you'd like to enlighten me.
Of course.
And?
Well, I can't just tell you for free, can I? This kind of information is very valuable.
What's your price?
You know what? I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay. Man, they dress this guy up like he's Jason Momoa in the Minecraft movie. Like they just tried to make him look as bad as possible.
Cool statue. Missing a piece, though.
Anything y'all recognize, chat? Spooky guy, melted looking face, chainsaw.
Wow. Powerful resemblance in Augustine's family. That or Augustine loves cosplay.
Whoa.
Quite a piece. Look at the metalwork.
It's beautiful.
Is it? Looks like one of those weird puzzles like in Resident Evil where you gotta find 3 clown masks to open a door. The Face of Evil, the true story of Frank Stone.
Trash. Sam Green took down Frank Stone. I could write a better book than this.
The true story of Frank Stone, told by the man who stopped him, Sheriff Lloyd Kusich. Okay, I remember that Sam was lent by one sheriff department to another sheriff department. I think Kusich was in the department that Sam was lent to, so I guess he took credit for it. Lloyd Kusich doesn't like the title hero. In fall 63, Kusich was the local sheriff of Cedar Hills, a sleepy Oregon steel town, just a regular blue-collar Joe doing his darndest to make life a little safer for the folks who put their trust in him. Cedar Hills was hiding a silent menace. A merciless monster was preying on the unsuspecting citizens Kusich had sworn to protect. When the bodies started piling up, the only thing left was for an everyday hero to step up. This is the true account of how Cedar Hills' first and only serial killer was brought to justice, told firsthand by the man who dared to look him in the eye and pulled the trigger. That fateful night, I had sent one of my deputies over to check in on things. Not my first choice, the Flatfoot was from out of state and a little green for my liking, but all he had to do was hold the line and report back on anything suspicious. But when Tommy called, I knew this was it. Standing before the furnace, I thought I'd stepped into the fiery depths of hell itself, and there was Stone standing on that platform like a twisted gargoyle, a tiny bundle of innocence held in his death grip. I'm not afraid to admit I was scared. I had only a moment to act before all was lost, so I drew my gun, took a deep breath, and made a silent prayer that my aim would strike true. Stone's corpse wasn't even cold before a whole bunch of out-of-towners descended on Cedar Hills, trying to grab their piece of the action. Lawyers, reporters, rubberneckers, you name it. More than a few weren't satisfied with what they found. They wanted to make a conspiracy out of it. Said he must have had an accomplice to do what he did. Me? I didn't buy it. Never have. That's because I know firsthand that he acted alone. Saw it with my own eyes. So to all those who claim otherwise, I say this: one monster was enough for Cedar Hills. Okay. There were suspicions that Frank Stone committed his crimes with the help of an accomplice.
Looks like it opens with a key.
Yeah? And what would you do if it was you here instead of me? No way. You'd be climbing the walls looking for a way out. Who, Stan? Psh, not in a million years. No way. You'd really get a kick out of this place. And then you'd probably kick me out of this place and keep it all to yourself.
Talking to someone special?
What? What do you mean?
Like Bonnie, perhaps?
I was in Berlin, you know, at school, when I heard she was sick. But it was my midterms, and she said I should just come home when I finished. So I did. But by then it was too late. She died while I was over the Atlantic. It all happened so fast, it doesn't feel like she's gone. So I just kind of pretend like she isn't.
She was a good
Coping mechanism.
Yeah, she was. Hey, look at this. This was just last summer. I know you said it had been a really long time, but can you tell me anything about her from when you knew her?
Gosh. Well, she was the most intimidating girl I've ever met. Even after I got to know her. She did everything she wanted to do, and nobody could stop her.
And that sounds like Mom. Any good stories?
Nostalgic.
Yeah. Yeah, there is something I've been thinking about. I've never told anyone else. It was a long time ago. We were just kids, making a movie. Jaime, Chris, and me.
What is this? Zoom in?
Everything's still so fuzzy about what happened, but there's one thing that always just stuck in my mind. Clear as a bell. That night, we were on our way home from picking up a new camera. We were driving past the Rivera's house. The garage door was wide open, full of light. And the craziest fucking sound you ever heard was just tearing out of there in every direction. And right in the middle of it all was Bonnie. I don't think I've ever seen anyone so completely in tune with themselves. The only thing that mattered was that moment. Nothing else. That was your mom.
That was a really cool way to do a flashback. I thought it was going to jump scare me for a second there, but I like how they did that.
Thank you.
Maddie is grateful.
Hey, guys. Look.
What? I don't see anything.
Ah! There! Right there!
Oh my God, there's someone out there.
Serious?
I have a feeling Augustine expected
Did you notice
something
that
like
third
this might
option took a
happen.
few seconds to
She's
appear?
got this place wired with enough cameras she could catch a mouse.
Good security probably means we're pretty safe.
Maddie doesn't appreciate your suspicions.
Right, so do you think we should find
They both look
Augustine,
at her like,
give
"You're
a heads
stupid."
up?
Even if you wanted to tell her, good luck finding her.
She said she was going to her private reliquary. That's a place for artifacts, right?
There's artifacts all over the place.
Right. So
Chat, I have a whole bunch of cool swag in here that are my gaming artifacts. Can I call my office my private reliquary going forward? Like, is that passable? Just slide that into conversations. You'll have to excuse me. I am needed in my private reliquary. I must away.
If you were gonna have a private place for extra special, extra valuable artifacts, maybe you'd put them behind a door like that.
You've got a point.
Can't we just knock?
I doubt anything can get through that, including sound.
Which means it might be the safest place to be, whether Augustine's in there or not.
Okay.
You need a secret sliding bookcase? Oh my god, it's Hitman. Depends, are you getting the fedora? What, Augustine didn't have a fedora. Why do I have to have one? The Phantom of Cedar Steel. 1980, Cedar Hills.
What's taking them so
I mean-
long? I thought we were gonna have a production meeting before we shoot. Van's already all loaded up.
I read an article that said girls don't like it when guys get all twisted up about their punctuality. They find it controlling.
They?
Why did you need an article to tell you that?
I just thought you might find that information useful.
I'm not trying to control Chris. Just got a lot to do.
Uh-huh.
Right on time.
Hey, right on time!
Time to get cooking.
What is he, the Fonz? Hey. See, did you see how grouchy he looked? He wanted to kiss too.
What?
He's jelly.
Nothing, just trying to keep a low profile. Bonnie snooping around.
All right. Is everybody ready to get this production meeting started? We got a big night ahead of us. Guys, I gotta tell you, my mind's going like a million miles an hour right now. Did you know you can get like every newspaper article ever written at the library? It's insane. It's all right there.
No, tell me more.
I've spent like all day looking up every single thing I can find about Frank Stone, the mill, the murders. We are sitting on a freaking gold mine here.
Sounds like a productive day.
That monotone voice. No, tell me more.
And yes, I had some help from my assistant.
I aim to please.
Oh, that reminds me. Now that you are an official member of the team, gotta wear the team jersey.
Wow. This is this is amazing. I'm honored.
You wanna wear the stripes? You gotta earn the rights.
I promise I'll be the best ancillary producer you've ever seen.
Are they gonna get
Protection
this guy
assistant.
killed?
Yeah, totally.
So
Feast
the
your
only
eyes.
one that we know survives this is Linda. Everybody else is on the table. Anything could
Wait,
happen.
where's Sheriff Green?
Yeah, so Dad's never exactly been stoked about that.
But I thought he got the guy.
Yeah. And Sheriff Kushik took all the credit. People around here knew what was up, but
Let me see that.
This one's a 10-year retrospective. They go into all sorts of grisly details left out of the press the first time around.
and Dad got a little more credit too.
This is big deal stuff. We're making our movie in the very same spot it went down. Can't beat that.
Uneasy.
Stone's victims were real people.
We know Bonnie survives too. Well, unless it changes in the next couple minutes, Bonnie isn't going to be at the mill, or at least it's not in the plan for her to be there.
This was a real person.
Yeah? So?
I don't know. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to look at their picture.
And this is suddenly now a problem for you?
She's so
It's not a
confrontational.
problem. It's just a little weird.
You were just like super gung-ho when I got here. What gives, man?
Nothing. I just don't want to, like, exploit any of the victims or whatever.
We're not gonna exploit Stone's victims. I'm just trying to maximize the potential of our main location. That's how you make a good movie.
Dubious.
I think you're missing the point. It's not about the mill.
So what's the big deal?
You don't think you're, like, a little too excited about everything that happened there?
Jaime, if it bothers you so much, you can always stay home.
Chris,
He's kinda number one on the call sheet.
What does that mean?
He's the main actor. We can't shoot without him.
Yeah, I know. I was just kidding, obviously.
Obviously.
Robert and I are gonna look for any more locations in the mill connected to stone where we can shoot. Then I'm gonna go make this thing, any way I have to.
Chris's fixation on Frank Stone worries you. Look around the garage. Talk to Linda.
journalists sure can't get enough of Frank Stone.
As Cedar Hills tries to make sense of recent events at the Cedar Steel Mill, more disturbing details are starting to emerge about the man at the center of the scandal.
Why don't you start with these?
So we're looking for Frank Stone references.
36-year-old...
We're looking for anything referencing specific locations in the mill that could be associated with Frank Stone.
The
machinist
mill's
Frank
a pretty huge place.
That's
Stone,
why
who
I'm sure there's gotta be something we haven't found yet.
Definitely
shot
possible.
We'll find
dead
it.
by police during a violent altercation last Friday. Stone, who our own Sheriff Cusick is linking with multiple unsolved disappearances over the last 3 years,
Here,
has been
look at this. Mill projections dire for fall season.
It
described
mentions Frank?
No, but
by the-
it goes into the mindset of the workers. People were depressed.
those
There were
who
suicides.
At the
knew
mill?
Not
Him
at the
at-
mill, but like people who worked there or got laid off.
Damn.
This was a year or two before the murders started.
Does not sound like a fun place to spend a 12-hour shift.
There are a couple articles like this. The mill was in serious decline.
Can I pause? Okay. Amon says, hey Muck, a bit of an unrelated stream. If you were trying to farm for legendaries but only could play for like 30 minutes a day, what would you do other than check your parked alts? I mean, like I've got my 10-minute, a day daily routine that I do each day with the parked alts, the Guildhall gathering, and the home instance gathering. If you're doing those things each day, that is substantial income for only a few minutes of work. That would be the main thing. If you only have 30 minutes a day, though, don't make it all about work. Maybe do those things if you want to, and then have fun outside of that, Otherwise, it just becomes another job. That's my thoughts.
But if it doesn't mention Frank,
I don't know. It's all related to him, to the way he was, or why he did what he did, or something.
that's your expert opinion?
It's just a hunch.
Stone, who our own Sheriff Cusick is linking with multiple unsolved disappearances of the last 3 years, has been described by those who knew him as a loner, creep, and oddball. Most shocking are the growing rumors that Stone was
I pulled
taken...
some of these today, too.
Holy...
What's that?
Obituaries from around the time of the murders. And a little before.
Oh, good thinking.
Most shocking are the growing rumors that Stone was taken on by Cedar Steel and its owners, the Tester family, despite a prior police record for violence. Frank Stone committed several murders prior to those carried out at the steel mill. End of an era. Cedar Steel Mill to permanently close. August 24th, 1967. The Cedar Steel Mill, once the industrial heartbeat of our town, has to be permanently closed after over 40 years of almost continuous operation. Founded by Howard Kinsey Tester in 1921, the mill in its wartime heyday produced high-quality steel that was distributed across the nation. Mr. Tester's legacy was honored by his daughter Morgan in a statement given on Wednesday morning. Morgan Tester's statement suggested the family's decision to close the mill permanently had been taken out of respect for those memories of those murdered on its premises by former employee Stone. Not everyone is convinced by this justification, however.
I wonder if Linda's okay with all this Frank Stone stuff.
Tom Holt interview. Item added. We just took that? Oracle of the Universe. Guru Connor Barnham. Do you feel trapped? Are you living your life or merely surviving it? Does the universe satisfy you, or are you left seeking a deeper truth beyond this reality? By harnessing the deep knowledge within this book, gleaned by Guru Barnham from his studies of those tribes closest to enlightenment, you too can assimilate the wisdom of the ancients' design and emerge from the cocoon of ignorance to soar on wings of cosmic bliss like a butterfly of enlightenment. It was through my own practices, learnt from my journeys through the American interior, that I successfully elevated my consciousness to the point I was able to visualize another Cedar Hills, one beyond the veil of our reality. This little town seemed so very much like my own, yet so fascinatingly different in countless subtle ways. To give one example, the Calhern family still owned the drugstore, but the manager behind the counter was none other than young George, the son who died so tragically some years ago. Here he was in healthy middle age, a season of life I knew he had never reached. I drew two conclusions from my meditative voyage. One, that every journey through life offers almost incalculable variation, and while we may each have only finite possibilities on our own journeys, there may be other journeys taken by mirror versions of ourselves that visit all destinations. Two, the different planes of reality are not so much separate rivers running in parallel as they are interconnected tributaries flowing to a single vast ocean of experience and possibility. To explore this idea further, we must consider some... No. This is Walking Horror Simulator? It's like a movie, and you occasionally interfere with it. It's very similar to the Dark Pictures anthology games that we played. Was AFK? What did I miss? Lore!
Yeah. I can remember it clear as a bell. Don't think I've ever experienced anything like that night, before or since. And don't reckon I ever will again. Heck, I don't know if I would have even made it out alive if it weren't for Sam Green. Man's a hero. Damn shame that no-good sheriff's taking all the credit. Damn crying shame. He all but gave up on finding Stone at the mill. Sam Green, he knew better. He came right up and told me we had to search every nook and cranny of that place. And if we had waited just a second longer, well, there'd be one less beautiful baby in the world. Or worse.
You think Stan was the baby?
In the nick of time. Like something out of a movie.
That would be something.
Thanks to Mr. Holt, nobody questioned my dad's story.
Steam achievement. Lumpkin and Livin learned that... Hold on. Learned that Tom stopped drinking due to Sam's kindness.
They were friends after that. My dad gave the eulogy when Mr. Holt passed.
Mike, how's the storm looking? My room is looking fine. No more edits. Let's go film.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm just not a fan of this.
Understandable.
Her whole obsession with Frank Stone and the murders just feels a little intense. Maybe it's because she's not from Cedar Hills, but you know, those victims could have been any of us or our families.
But they weren't.
So you don't think it matters either?
I didn't say it didn't matter. I just meant it happened a long time ago. And Chris is excited because some of the locations could work really well for the film. Like this one. Take a look.
What is all this?
I came up with a
Storyboarding.
new scene to shoot.
That you wrote?
Yeah,
Does Chris?
I told Chris about it last night.
Oh, she was into it?
We'll shoot it if we have time.
Cool.
This furnace chamber location is perfect. But I wouldn't have known about it without Chris's research.
Encourage.
It's pretty rad. I hope we have time to shoot it.
Thanks. Me too.
Oh, yes!
So we know that Linda directed a lot of movies after this, so this is kind of like her first getting into that, I think.
What is...
It's a picture of Frank Stone?
Look at the dates.